What's up, guys? Welcome back to Build Cool again. Today, it's time to unveil our next new build. Now, this one is not the four-wheel project that I was talking about in previous episodes, but I'm gonna go ahead, unveil this build, and then in the next episode, I'm gonna go through and unveil that build as well. So then we're gonna try for the first time on the channel, we're gonna have two builds going at the same time. Now, there may be an episode of this build, and then 2 episodes of the other build, and then we may do another one here, then we may do 3 over there. Who knows? It just depends on how I'm feeling and what my availability looks like. But this way I'm able to have builds going in 2 different areas, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't be too overwhelming, but I think we'll have it under control, and this will allow me to put out content on a more regular basis. I've just been really busy, so I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but we're gonna get back in the swing of things and get going on our next new builds. Now, before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool shit. You're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next episode when I unveil the other build, because that one's definitely gonna be our biggest project we've taken on to date. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Now, I'm gonna go through, get this build set up, and cue the beauty montage. Alright guys, so this is our next build. We've got a Kimco Speed 50 over here. It doesn't really have much for mileage on it. It's a 50cc scooter engine with the CVT in the back there. And it's got drum brakes in the rear and a disc in the front. Now my idea is to take everything I could possibly need off of this bike and move it over to this mini bike frame. So, upon doing a lot of research into this, I didn't see anybody doing a CVT scooter motor in a mini bike frame. It may be slow. This thing I went through, gave it a full tune-up, got it purring like a kitten. It runs great right now. It does about 35 miles an hour. But it's quite heavy. So I'm wondering if everything goes onto here, and by everything, we're definitely taking the engine and the back wheel. I don't know if we're stealing the gas tank out of this. We may take the wiring harness out of it. We may make our own over here to just have something that fits a little bit better. I don't intend on using any of the lights. The battery's already toast, so you have to kickstart it to be able to start this thing right now. But I'm not 100% sure of what all I'm going to take off here to put on here quite yet, but we're definitely taking the drivetrain out of the rear of this thing. I'm torn on whether or not I want to take the disc brake in the front and the wheel and everything. I could possibly take the forks by cutting the steer tube off of this bike and moving it to this one, but then I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do from the whole handlebar length thing, because I don't want handlebars being way up high. I want them to be comfortable, yes, but I feel like this is gonna be way too tall on there. So I don't know if I'm gonna build some custom forks like I've done before and just take like a bicycle steer tube so that way I have bearings in the front, or if I'm gonna take the whole front wheel. I think if we just take the rear with the drum brake, that's gonna be plenty of brakes on this thing, but who knows. I'm gonna assume that this thing's gonna be a lot faster on the mini bike frame since there's gonna be a lot less weight, but it's still tough to say. So in the next episode, our goal is going to be to go through, take off all of the plastics off of this thing, take the seat off, and see what the bare bones of this bike really looks like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to just pull the engine out of here and kind of mock it up onto this guy and then build motor mounts to hold this engine, or if it's just going to be easier to chop this frame and figure out how to make it work over here. I would like to keep the rear suspension. I don't know if you can see it in there, it's kind of dark, but there is a spring right here behind this too. And so if I can keep the rear suspension, that would be really cool to have on a mini bike, but I'm just not sure quite yet what I'm going to be able to take off of this to move over here. I feel like that kickstand's probably going to be too tall because we may have to put a little bit of angle and flatten this motor out a little bit to make things work over here. But like I said, there's a lot of question marks still. So, like, if you guys have any suggestions or any knowledge into doing something like this, drop it down below in the comments section. I'm going to be going through, checking what everybody's got to say about it, and you may leave a comment which will help guide me, and I may use your idea over here as I build this thing. So if you've got any comments, drop them down below. So I went through, gave you a rundown of what the plan is for this build. Now, in the next episode, we're gonna go through and unveil our other build, which is gonna be our biggest build to date. And it has 4 wheels, so it's definitely the biggest project that we've done on here, but it's gonna be quite intense as well. So this is going to be a wrap on this episode. We're going to do that one, and then when we come back to these, we're going to go through and start by stripping off all of these body panels so we have an idea of what is really going on under here. But before we get out of here, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool shit. You're going to want to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out when the next episode drops and we start tearing into these things. And like I said before, drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Do you have some knowledge of doing something like this? Let me know down below. But with all that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace!